So, in previous class, we have discussed the multi-level inheritance and on the reference of a class, how it is referring to the parent class. Okay, so that today we will extend that topic. Uh, the in inheritance there is a concept that is called abstract class. Abstract class is a class uh, which cannot be instantiated. That means that class we cannot create object of that class or reference to that class. Okay, so we can create the only we can create a um, the instance a reference which cannot refer to the that class, and for that class we cannot reserve the space. Okay, so abstract class means there must be a class which will be inherited from that class. Okay, when we will make a class abstract class, then we must have to use it use that class in another class as inherited. Okay, so uh, what is the advantage here? Let us see the slides. uh, Here abstract classes, Java allows abstract classes. Okay, so here there is a keyword we will use, abstract, abstract, abstract. Okay, so that abstract keyword makes the class as abstract class. Okay, so before the class we will write abstract. Here the example is abstract class vehicle. Okay, so in this diagram, here you can see vehicle is a class, car is inherited from that vehicle, boat is inherited from that vehicle, plane also inherited from vehicle. All are vehicles. And some additional properties. Those are the car properties are not equal to boat properties, are not equal to plane properties. Some properties are common, so which is defined in vehicle class. Okay, vehicle, all are vehicles. Car is vehicle, boat is vehicle, plane is vehicle. But some properties are unique for individual classes, but some properties are common, which is defined in vehicle class. Okay, so at that point, there is no object, or there is no existence of entity in the world which is called only vehicle. That may be a car, that may be a boat, that may be a plane. Okay, so that is a specific vehicle. Okay, so vehicle is a generalized word of these types. Okay, so when this type of class we will define in our object oriented programming, then so the common features which are there, so that is in the parent class, and that class we will make abstract class. So up to make abstract class, the keyword required abstract. Okay, the abstract class is a placeholder in the class hierarchy that represents generic concept. So this is called abstract class. Now see here the the one the vehicle abstract class definition. The public abstract class vehicle. Okay, public abstract class vehicle. So here string name. So there is a member data member string type. Then public string get name. Here it returns the name whatever stored here. And here you see there is a method. There is a method which also written as abstract. Abstract public void move. That means move method is an abstract method. Move method is an abstract method, and um, that method does not having any body. Okay, that means here you see an abstract class often contains abstract method, though it does not have to. Okay, so there is no meaning of this because there is no process of this class, but it is required to avoid or to restrict that means this method must be defined in the child class or in the inherited class. Remember, if an abstract class contains an abstract method, if an abstract class contains an abstract method, that means that method must be defined in the inherited class. Okay, here you see get name is a method and move is a method. But get name is a concrete method because the process is defined here. The process is written here. But here the process is not written. There is no body, only semicolon is given immediately. So before that, the abstract word is written. So abstract word recognizes that this method is an abstract method and there is no process, and this method must be defined in the child method. Okay, that is the syntax and use of abstract class and abstract method. So when somebody will ask you what is abstract class means, we can say we cannot create the object of abstract class. Abstract method means the abstract method must be under an abstract class only. Abstract method must be under abstract class only. It cannot place under non-abstract class. ओके, तो abstract क्लास के अंदर हम लोग abstract मेथड डिफाइन कर सकते हैं. एंड abstract मेथड का कोई भी बॉडी नहीं होता, प्रोसेस नहीं होता, उसमें जस्ट सेमीकोलन होता है. ठीक है. Abstract classes. So that thing is written here. The non-abstract child of an abstract class must override the abstract method of the parent. As I told you, the non-abstract child means there is a abstract class means that class must be inherited. As I told you, that means that inherited class must have a method which is made as abstract method inside the parent abstract class. Okay, and an abstract class cannot be instantiated. We cannot create the reference or object of the abstract class. Why? Because there is an abstract method, or because it is only a generic or general derivation. Okay. The next is the use of abstract class is design decision. When you design, why you will define abstract class or not, that is depends. It helps us establish common elements in a class that is too general to instantiate. Okay, so common elements will be defined in abstract class. So now let us go to the programming where we have applied an abstract class. So just see the program here. There is a class A which is defined as abstract, and class B is inherited from class A. Okay, so here this is the class A abstract class. Class B is the inherited from class A. And in class A, there are two methods. One is your test method, another is your test1 method. Okay. So here in the class A abstract class, there is a there is a method test, there is a method test1. Inside an abstract class, if a method, listen all carefully, if an abstract class having a method which have some codes or some statements or body, then that is called concrete method. Note down concrete method. Concrete method means the function, the method is having some processes, some statements. Okay, and the opposite of concrete method is called abstract method. Abstract method means that method does not having any process. And remember that abstract method must be, if you are making one method as abstract, then there is no body and only semicolon is there, and only semicolon just like statement, and that method must be under one abstract class. Okay, that is the rule. Okay, then class B is extended from class A. Then here test method is there. Just see here, test method is again redefined. So when the method is already there in the base class, and when it is again in the derived class or inherited class, then that concept is called what? So here this is called when the function same signature is available in the base class, also same signature method is available in the derived class, then that is called function overriding. Okay, so here inside the class B there is a method test which is already defined in the class A. Okay, and here to call the method of class A, we need super keyword which we have discussed yesterday, super dot test. So here it will call this part, execute this one, then it will execute this one. Okay, when test method will be called. Now come to test one. So test one is again another method which is defined here. Okay, so this method belongs to class B. And remember here, test one is declared as abstract in class A. Okay, and this is a concrete method. This is a concrete method. This is your concrete method. Okay, but this one is your abstract method. And if abstract method is there in the parent class, then that method must be redefined inside the derived class. So here, if you will not write this one, your compiler will not compile successfully, because it is written that test1 must be inside its inherited class. Okay, this indicates that abstract keyword indicates that that test1 method must be defined in its inherited class. Okay, so that's why it is inherited defined. Now come to the abstract demo program. Abstract demo, here inside this main function we have created one reference of class A. That reference name is AOBJ. We have not reserved the space and we have not created any object. Here just we have created one reference. Okay, here we have created one reference. Now for B object we have created the OBOBJ and created the object here and referred by the BOBJ. Okay. Next, we have written AOBJ equal to BOBJ. AOBJ reference is referring to the BOBJ. Okay. So, previous class we have discussed this thing. The parent can be referred to child. The parent can be referred to child object. Parent reference can be referred to child object, child reference. Okay. Now here the message will come inside main. After that, aobj.test. So this method will be called which one? This method will be called which one? You can say. Here test is your is called concrete method, and this is your abstract method. Okay, so B class is derived from A. Okay, B class is derived from A, and it is having two methods again, test and test one. Okay, so test one is defined here, test is also defined here. So when we here in this program, just go through this program, here we have created what? This one A obj reference and B obj reference. Okay. So first we have created one reference AOBJ. Okay, that is not, there is no existence of the object, only it has one reference. Another is BOBJ. Okay, AOBJ and BOBJ. But for BOBJ, we have reserved one space. Suppose space is there. This is your, and BOBJ is referred to this one. Okay. Now AOBJ is the is now here in this program. Here AOBJ equal to BOBJ means AOBJ will be referring to existing BOBJ, and the parent reference can be referred to child. As per the rule, parent reference can be referred to child. That means AOBJ also refer to same thing. Okay, but the thing is here, this one is your abstract method. This one is your concrete method. Now, when we call through the BOB, suppose we will call BOBJ test, it will call this one. Then we call BOBJ dot test, BOBJ. Sorry. Here, if I write BOBJ dot test, it will call this one. Okay, if I write BOBJ dot test one, it will call this one. Okay, now here in this program we have written the AOBJ dot test. So which one it will call? This one will call the inherited, this one. Okay, and here the inside the test one, it is written that it will call the parent test first, then execute this one. But here AOBJ dot test one, it will call this one. Okay, but it is not call, it will not call this one because it is abstract. And here we cannot write super dot test one also. Okay, now let us execute this program. Let us execute this program. So here the program, now you can see the program. Here the program, here AOBJ reference created, BOBJ and here object is created, and BOBJ is referred to the B object. Okay, then AOBJ is again connected to BOBJ. So parent reference can be referred to the child reference. Okay, so here AOBJ test and AOBJ test one. Here when I call execute this one, just see the program here. Just I change it. Okay, here first it is written inside main. This line executed. Okay, after that it inside class A means when this test function called, this pointer goes to this line. This test function start point to this one. Now execution pointer super dot test. In super dot test, this one is inside class A. Then immediately after executing this, it return back to calling location and here inside class B. Okay. After that, OAOBJ test one. Test one, here it is written inside class B test one method. Okay. So this is the output. Now we here we have seen the abstract method, abstract class, and that thing. Suppose here for test purpose, I will make this part as the comment. Okay, I remove this part. Okay. Okay, I have made this as comment. So program will not, this part will not use. Now let us compile. Now let us compile this one. Here it says that B is not abstract. B is not abstract and does not override abstract method test1. So test1 is not overridden inside B. So in A class, B extends A. So if there is an abstract method, that must be defined in the child method, which is not abstract. Okay, so it must be there. It must be there. Now here if I remove this abstract word, then we have to write the code. Okay, if I remove this abstract word, we have to write the code, and that depends upon you. But the rule is, the concept is, you if a method is not required inside the abstract class, then only make the method as a abstract method, so that you are bound to define that in the child class, which can be instantiated. Okay. Now next come to the our slide. Okay, before this some other another program we will see. Okay, so another program here, just see here, similar program, abstract class A. Under there is a method, abstract method. That method name is call me. Okay, that method name is call me, and this is your concrete, that call me true. Okay, this is a call method. There are two methods. One is your abstract method, another is your concrete method. It is a having process, but the class is abstract class. Next, class B extends A. Okay, so this is call me, and B implements call me. There, that is defined. Okay, call me is not defined here, but defined here. If now it is also defined here. Okay, now all of you just note down what will be the output of this when we execute this. Here B having B type reference is created, and object memory reserved, and reference created. B call me too. Which one will execute? So here if I want to create one object with reserve space for object, then that is not possible. Okay, that is not possible because we cannot create the abstract class reference object. Okay, this is not possible. Now let us compile this and execute. Let us see, compile it first. Okay, A is abstract, cannot be instantiated. That is the important point in abstract class. Abstract class cannot be instantiated. Okay, so that's why this is not possible. This is not possible. But we can create the reference. We can create the reference. Okay, we can create the reference. But reference, when we are creating reference, it is not reserving any space for that reference. Only this is a reference to the class. Now if I write aref equal to B, that means A reference, that is parent reference, can refer to child reference. Parent reference can refer to child reference. Okay, so if I write aref dot call me, aref dot call me, which one will be called? According to you, you are saying here it is saying B, this is B's implementation of call me. Okay. And another thing is here, this is your abstract method. Okay. Abstract method means it must be defined in the child. Okay. And next, suppose I write aref dot call me to. Which one will be called? We will write to call the parent method. If same method is there, then we will write here again that what is the keyword? Super. Super dot call me to. Okay. So that it will call the parent method also. Okay. So let us save and compile. Okay. So here then this is over. B is the implementation call me. Then this is A is concrete method, B is concrete method. Okay. So here the execution pointer moved to this point and called it. Then after that executed this one. A is concrete method, B is concrete method. So this is about the abstract class and abstract method. Abstract class, we cannot create the reference, we cannot create the object or we cannot create instance, but the reference, the child class, we can create a reference, we can create instance, as well as through the abstract reference, we can access the its own as well as child. Okay, but abstract method must be redefined in the child method, which is non-abstract. So today we have discussed about the abstract class. So all of you clear about the abstract class? Here, abstract class we have discussed. Abstract method consists only method declaration without any method body. Okay. The non-abstract child of an abstract class must override the abstract method. Okay. Then an abstract class cannot be instantiated because it is written abstract and it is a generic definition. Okay. The use of abstract class is design decision, so that is we have discussed. Next we will discuss referencing objects. Okay. So that we will discuss in the next class.